Data Communication and Computer Networks, Chapter 1, Introduction. Before we get into this subject, we have to know the basics. That is why I call this introduction. After every lecture, I will ask few questions and I will discuss answers for them in tutorial sessions. First of all, let's see what is data communication. Data communication refers to the exchange of data between a source and a receiver. Source, the place from which the data is moved, is called the source. Receiver, who gets or accepts something that has been sent or given to them. So, this communication happens between someone called source and another one called receiver. Let's take an example to describe this further. Think you are not going college and you're telling your friend that you are not coming college. So you are the source and your friend is the receiver. Like I said, data is the thing travels between source and receiver. Now let's see what is the definition of data. Data is a collection of facts such as numbers, words, measurements, observation, or even just descriptions of things. Actually, data has no meaning. It's only useful and understandable for computers. But it should be converted into something which has a meaning and understandable for human. So we call it information. Data converts into information. Now we will learn what is information. Information is data that has been processed in a such way as to be meaningful to the person who receives it. Let's see what are the differences between data and information. Data is raw, unorganized facts that need to be processed. Information, well organized and useful. That means data can be something simple and seemingly random and useless until it is organized. But information has a meaning. Another difference is data need for computers and information need for humans. Now let's see what is computer network. A computer network is a collection of computers which are communicated together. What is computer networking? Computer networking is the practice of linking two or more computing devices together for the purpose of sharing data. But you have to work those computers under same protocol. We will get a small idea about protocol now, but we will discuss about it further later. Let's see the definition of protocol. Protocol is a set of rules that must be followed by the two or more parties which are communicating together. We have discussed some keywords and things related to this subject. Now let's see what happens really and how all these things happen. In our day-to-day life, we all are communicating. Let's look at this picture. What really happens is when sender sends something, a message, it travels in signal form through air. Air is the transmission media now. Receiver gets the signal and he responds to it. In this picture, there is a thing called interference, and we will talk about that in our next lecture under problems in transmission media. Let's see what is a signal. Signal is an electromagnetic field or an electrical current which conveys data from one place to another. This picture shows a basic sinusoidal signal. There are two major types of signal called analog and digital. Analog signal has smooth and continuous environment rather than pulsed or discreted. When we take an analog signal, we can see there are so many levels. Digital signal has pulsed or discreted environment rather than continuous. We can see only two levels, zeros and ones, in a digital signal. To travel these signals, there should be a medium or a path. We call it as the transmission medium. There is the physical channel used for transmission in the network. That means transmission medium is the actual path over which an electrical signal travels as it moves from one component to another. There are three types of transmission media. Air, signal travels through air. Copper, signal travels through copper cables. Fiber, signal travels through fiber optics. In our next lecture, we will discuss about problems in these three types of media. Quiz 1. Give examples for data and information. What are the differences between data and information? What are the advantages, purposes of networking? Explain them with an aid of diagrams. Name two types of signal and explain them briefly. What are the three types of transmission media and explain them briefly.